Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Vancharipaturvasya kripa sindhuveva cha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय। नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा। प्लीज एक्सेप्ट माय humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Sri Shamarasika Devirasi from German Townland. Please for the first topic, let's start with chanting. Welcome all the devotees on the early morning call today. May I know who's there on the call today?
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Nikunja Rasadas from Germantown, Maryland.
Hare Krishna, Nikunja Prabhu, Dhanvat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody else who would like to announce their name?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Madhavat Pranam to you and all the devotees on the call. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Rupini Padma Devi Dasi from Orlando, Florida.
Hare Krishna, Rupini Padma Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining. I see Sarvadrik Prabhu joined. So today's spiritual quote for holy name is: only by continuous chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra can the 10 offenses against the name be obliterated. Another advantage of constant chanting is that the 10 offenses will not be able to act again implicit in the chanter. Hare Krishna. So Hare Krishna, Sarvadrik Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Welcome to the call, and I will start recording. So today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Sarvadrik Prabhu from Mayapur, India, and Prabhuji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagvatam 6.18.19 and onwards. So please take over the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, there may be miscommunication. I was told text 20. Is that right?
Yeah, 20. Yes, Prabhu.
20 is correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Deving Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayat Nashtaprayesha Baddeshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki Krishna Swadamo Bhagate Dharma Jnanadibi Saha Kolo Nashtadishamesha Puranako Nunudita Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Good morning, all devotees. Hope you are all well. Today we're very fortunate to be reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 18, beginning with text 20. And we'll see if we can get to 21 and 22 also. Shirajo vacha katam na asaram bhavam apyo hyat patikam apo hyat patikam guru indrena prapita satyam kim tat sadhu kritam hitai. Sri Raja Uvacha, King Parikshit said, Katam, why, te, de, asaram, demoniac, bhavam, mentality, apohya, giving up, agpatikam, due to birth, guru, my dear Lord, Indrana, by Indra. We should note this is Lord capital, small Lord, speaking to Indra. Not speaking to Indra, speaking to Parikshit Maharaj is speaking to Shukadev Goswami. So small Lord. Indrana, by Indra, Papitaha, were converted. Sa'atmyam, to demigods. Kim, whether. Tat, therefore. Sadhu, pious activities. Kritam, performed. He, indeed. Tai, by them. Translation. King Parikshit inquired, my dear Lord, due to their birth, the 49 Maruts must have been obsessed with a demoniac mentality. Why did Indra, the king of heaven, convert them into demigods? Why did they perform any rituals? Did they perform any rituals or pious activities? Om Jnana Timirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Shishtam Manumapi Sachiputram Atra Sarupam Rupam Tasyagashamurapuri Matarim Gushnavatim Radha Kundam Girivaram Maho Radhika Madhavasam Prapto Yasya Pratita Kripaya Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi Tvam Gopika Visharave Staniyantakesi Sevadikarini Guru Nijapada Padme Dasyam Pradaya Kurumam Brajakanane Shri Radhangri Seva Narase Sukhinim Sukabdo Radha Sammukha Sangsakting Sakhi Sangha Nivasanim Tamaham Satatam Vande Madhavashraya Vigraham Vande Rupa Sanatano Raghujagoshi Jiva Gopalako Vande Nantad Buddhashayam Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhum Nichopi Yat Prasadat Sad Bhakti Shastra Pavartaka Nityananda Maham Nomi Sarvananda Karam Param Harinama Pradam Devam Avaduta Shiromanim Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Palabhadra Subhadrabhyam Jagannataya Te Namaha Taptakanshana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanshakopatra Kripa Sindhubhe Vachapatitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Vrindaye Tulsi Devai Priyaye Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Pradidevi Satyavajay Namo Namaha. This section of verses begins with questions. Srila Prabhupada has not written a report here, a purport, but it's a very important principle to understand that the entire Srimad Bhagavatam is all about questions and answers. In the first canto, we find the verse, Monaya sadhu prishtoham bhavad birloka mangalam yatkrita krishna samprashno yenatma suprasidati. That Bhagavatam is saying that, O sages, the actual exact translation is, O sages, I have been justly questioned by you. Your questions are worthy because they relate to Lord Krishna. and so are of relevance to the world's welfare. Only questions of this sort are capable of completely satisfying the self. So the whole world is undergoing the process of questions and answers. The animals are questioning, where is food? Where is sex? Where is a shelter? Where can I find the necessities of life? And if we examine, human society is not much better. They're not looking for the real questions. They're not asking the relevant questions of life, the meaningful questions of life. For example, who am I? Why am I here? What is the purpose of life? Is there a God? If there is a God, do I have a relationship with him? Why was I born? There's a long list of relevant questions, but nobody's asking those questions. They're asking, how can I get money? How can I get a job? Where is food? Where is a mate? How can I enjoy my senses in this material world happily without too much trouble and avoid all the pitfalls of material life? So that is animal life. That is animal life. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport to this verse in Srimad Bhagvatam. It's a very nice purport. I'll read it for our benefit. The whole world is full of questions and answers. The birds, beasts, or the man are all busy in the matter of perpetual questions and answers. In the morning, the birds in the nest become busy with questions and answers. In the evening also, the same birds come back and again become busy with questions and answers. The human being, unless he is fast asleep at night, is busy with questions and answers. The businessman on the marketplace is busy with questions and answers. And so also the lawyers in the court and the students in the schools and colleges. The legislators in the parliament are also busy with questions and answers. And the politicians or the press representatives are all busy with questions and answers. But they go on making such questions and answers for the whole life, and still they're not satisfied. Satisfaction of the soul can only be obtained by questions and answers in relationship on the subject of Krishna. So here we're hearing about questions about the 49 Maruts. Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Bhagavatam is all questions and answers. But ultimately, those questions and answers are meant to give us information of the self. Other questions and answers are ultimately meaningless. They have no relationship with the soul. And if they have no relationship with the soul, our self, what is the point? Bhagavatam says, Shotavyadani Rajendra Ninam Shanti Sahasrasa Apashyatam Atmatattvam Griheshu Grihamedinam. The materialistic person who is devoid of Atma Tattva, knowledge of the self. In other words, a person who has no connection with his own self, who is distant from his own self, is disconnected from his own self. They have many things to talk about, many things to question. And anyone who has worked in the world and has association with non-devotees can vouch for this fact. They want to talk about their dog. They want to talk about what they ate, what movie they saw, what they did with their boyfriend or girlfriend, what money they make, what money they hope to make. They want to talk about politics. They want to talk about the neighborhood, their relationship with their husband, with their wife, with their children, my kids, my dog, my family, my car, my bank balance, on and on and on. Sahasrani. Thousands of topics they have for discussion. But if you ask them, let us discuss the purpose of life. Let us understand what is Atma, what is God, what is our relationship with God. Oh, no, we don't talk about those things. Actually, it's forbidden in most workplaces to discuss religion. And same for the schools. Same for any public venue. It's forbidden because it creates too much disturbance in people's minds because people are so dogmatic in their understanding of God. Dogmatic and also ignorant. They're unable to discuss because they have no conception of the self. They have no idea what is the self, because they think the self is the body. It's interesting. I used to do funeral ceremonies for the community in Colorado, and we go to the funeral cemetery because the smashan, the burning apparatus, is also at that area. And we also did a burial one time. It's funny because the plot up on the hill with a good view is 3 times as expensive to purchase to bury your loved one as a plot in some backwoods area. Because you're thinking, we got to give Gramps is going to be here in this plot, and we got to give him a good view. The bodily conception of life continues even after death. So ignorant of what is so. Gramps is long gone, and you're just putting his body. You're planting his body in the ground, and it has no relevance whatsoever to the soul. The soul's gone, finished. He's moved on to his next destination, his next hellish or heavenly or Manusha destination, be born as a human being, as an angel, a demigod, or reap the punishment due to him in the court of Yamaraj. But Gramps is gone. The body is useless. Food for worms, food for animals, ashes, useless machine to be rejected. But because of bodily conception of life, they talk everything about the body and nothing about the soul. This is the most unhappy thing. They never inquire. Bhagavatam says someone who does not inquire about the nature of the self, they're to be defeated. Parabhava, parasbhava, parastavad bhava, ajato, jato yavan jigasatu atmatattvam yavat kriyasthavadinam novai karmatmakam yena sharira bandha. Parabhava means that we become defeated without asking relevant questions, because questioning means I want to learn. I don't know something. I admit I'm ignorant and I want to learn. But people are so arrogant in Kali Yuga. They think they know everything. Don't tell me about God I know. Don't tell me about anything I know. They're thinking they're quite perfect. Isharoham aham bogi siddhoham. I'm perfect. Balavan sukhi. I'm very powerful, perfect and happy. Don't question my authority. Don't question my understanding of something. So they think they understand, but they have no real grasp of reality. They get their reality from their point of reference is their mobile phone. And this means complete ignorance, because the information that is broadcast for the most part through the media, public media, social media, is all ignorance. And it is brainwashing. Here in India, everyone has a mobile phone, everywhere all over the world. Even I was speaking in a group of people, maybe 100 devotees, they said, any devotee here does not have a mobile phone. I want to offer my obeisances to you. No one could raise their hand. Out of 100 people had a mobile phone. And it's teaching people what are the real values of life through the movie industry in particular. Who is the hero? The hero is not a faithful husband with a tilak and kantimala, wearing devotional clothes, going to a temple or church or mandir, who is faithful to his wife, who's a responsible father, a loving father to his children. Now, who is the hero? It's the guy with a motorcycle who hasn't shaved for 3 weeks. He drinks alcohol. He smokes cigarettes. He's got 10 girlfriends, has a gun. He beats people up. He's a tough guy. And he's the hero. What does that do to the young mind of a young man? 8, 10-year-old boy. Oh, wow, I want to be like him. He's the hero. Everybody loves him. Everyone respects him. Everyone does what he says. All the girls love him too. I want to be like him. This is nothing less than brainwashing. Same thing's going on in America, I'm sure. In India, it's very prominent. The whole Bollywood industry is simply meant to brainwash people, and we could note who is behind the whole Bollywood thing. It's not Hindu community. Same thing with ladies. Who are the iconic ladies of the movie screen? Are they chaste, properly dressed? Do they smoke? Do they drink? Do they have 10 boyfriends? They're not chaste people. They're not mothers and loving caregivers to their children, chaste wives to their husband. They're like prostitutes. What does that do to the mind of a young girl? And for this, sometimes we see young girls, they haven't even touched pre-puberty. 6 years old, 5 years old, all made up with eye makeup and lipstick and a cutesy dress, moving their body like a big girl. This is all brainwashing to make people like animals. And in America, has come to my attention, they're teaching sexual education. Any kind of sexual act that you can imagine is being taught as a normal thing, a normal way to enjoy your senses in grade school. And you can check out books from the library that tell you anything you want to know about sex in the grade school. And they're asked, well, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a boy or a girl? I mean, I laugh, but it's so sad. It's actually so sad. It's perverse. It's completely warping the mind of this generation in the name of wokeism. You know, spit on wokeism. There's only 2 genders, and you're one of them. But they teach these children, you can be a girl if you're a boy and you're not happy being a boy, you can be a girl. And if you're a girl and you're not happy being a girl, you can be a boy. You know, we'll take you to the doctors, we'll give you hormone injections, and you can be a boy. And historically, people that have done this suffer severe mental anxiety and severe mental trauma. But this is what's happening to a whole generation of children in America. And certainly, as the other Western diseases have come to the East, certainly in due course of time, they'll come here to India if something isn't done. So this is the information that's being broadcast, that people are questioning, what they want to know, what they think is valuable. You know, how to enjoy sex, how to make money, how to be prosperous, how to get that one-up position in life, how to get the home, the car. And at the end of life, what did it mean? What did it all mean? What are you left with? And it's like sand, trying to hold sand in your hand. It all flows through your fingers. And everything in this life will flow through our fingers, because everything in relation with this body is temporary, because the body itself is temporary. So what kind of society are we living in? But this Shastra, Srimad Bhagvatam, is full of questions and answers that enlighten us and help us understand the purpose of life. Because only animals never ask the relevant questions of life. They're simply satisfied with getting food and sex, a place to sleep, being able to defend themselves, eating, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. They have no other interest. Do we see a dog thumbing through the pages of Bhagavatam? A monkey? A cow? Can a cow ask, how did I become a cow? Can a monkey ask, what happened to me? How did I become a monkey? What did I do to get a monkey body? They have no self-awareness. Therefore, they're unable to question. We should understand the value of questions. And the whole process of spiritual life is based on this also. We read in Bhagavad Gita, Tadvati pranipatina pariprashnena sevaya upadikshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshana. If you want to be self-realized, what is required? Pariprashna, relevant questions. Not challenging questions, not that we challenge Guru, like, what do you know? What is your qualification to teach me? I'm a great person. I'm learned. I'm intelligent. No, Sanatana Goswami approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His first question was, Kayami, who am I? He surrendered. Pranipat, Prakrishta Rupena Nipat. He completely surrendered to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he asked, why am I suffering in this material world? Why are the threefold miseries? Adhyatmic, Adidaivik, and Nibotic. How are they forced upon me? In other words, what has happened to me? What happened? Why am I in this world? Why am I suffering in this world? Kayami, who am I? This is the proper way to understand. This is the proper method for self-realization. That first of all, pranipat, admit, I'm ignorant. We say, Om Jnana Timarandhasya, Jnananjana Shalaka, Chakshurun Militanjena, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. We require Guru, someone to enlighten us. Are we born self-realized? Are we born with Bhagavad Gita in our hands? We're born ignorant, ajnana, timarandasya, the darkness of ignorance. And it's required for Guru to prop open our eyes with the torch lamp of knowledge. Shalakaya is a stick used by Ayurveda to administer this medicine to the eye, to add medicine to the eye, to put kajal on the eye, surma to the eye, other Ayurvedic medicines to the eye. So devotees praying that you've propped open my eyes. I'm blind, I'm ignorant, I'm a fool. And you've propped open my eyes with the torch of knowledge. This is a result of the process of Krishna Bhakti. We read, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Tadami buddhi yogam tam jainamam upayanti te. Tesham evanukam partam aham agyanajam tama naisham yatma bhavasto jnana dipena basvata. That when we engage in Krishna's service, satata yuktanam, without deviation, all the time, constantly, with love, bhajatam priti purvakam, he reciprocates. Tadami buddhi yogam tam. He gives us something very special. Buddhi yogam. Says, I dwelling within your heart, destroy with the darkness of ignorance with his shining lamp of knowledge. This is his anukampartam, his mercy. We require mercy to become free from ignorance. And we should play our part by pariprashna, asking questions, not being dull. When we attend lectures in the temple or online, we should try and absorb that knowledge for one specific purpose, especially as ISKCON devotees, because we should be expected to teach that knowledge. And when we read Srila Prabhupada's books, read with the intention that the day will come, I have to teach this knowledge. It's not like reading a novel. When you read a novel, you can daydream your way through the novel. It's entertaining. But what is the meaning? What does it help you? Does it enlighten you? Does it cleanse your heart from ignorance? Does it increase your faith? It's a waste of time. So we don't read novels. We read Bhagvatam. And when we read Bhagvatam and other transcendental literature, we have to bring our mind to what's being said. Just like the struggle of japa is to bring our mind to the process that we've undertaken. We're hearing Krishna's name and we're attentive to hear the process of hearing. The mouth is vibrating, ear is hearing, and the vibration comes to our heart by proper japa. Similarly, when we read Prabhupada's books, we have to focus, not just let our eye drift across the page reading words. We have to absorb what Srila Prabhupada is trying to tell us. We have to be present and hear, because reading Prabhupada's books means hearing from Prabhupada. We say, what is that? Anyway, that let my mind be one, become one with the instructions of my guru. Let me hear what he's telling me. So when we read Prabhupada's books, focus and hear that. And this is the process of becoming self-realized. Pranipat, you surrender. Pariprashna, ask questions. And because the answers we get, the transcendental knowledge we receive from Sri Guru is priceless, we should give seva. We should also serve the interests of Guru. Guru is not a light, a zero, a void, an impersonal nothing. He's full of desires to serve Krishna. So Shishya, the disciple, should cooperate with the desires of the Guru and offer some seva, because what we receive from him, Dibyagan Hriday Prakashito, that prakash, that transcendental knowledge that awakens in our heart, is not free. It's his mercy. And our reciprocation is that we should serve. And this is a process of self-realization, all based on hearing. So here, this series of verses starts out with questions. What about the Maruts? How did they become engaged in devotional life? They're demons. How did they become devotees? So important questions. Questions are always important. Next verse. Just a moment. Let me bring it up here. Yame Sharadate Brahman Rashayo Hi Maya Saha Parigyanaya Bhagavam Sthanno Vyakyatum Arhasi. Translation. My dear Brahmana, I and all the sages present with me are eager to know about this. Therefore, O great soul, kindly explain to us the reason. So here we find the word. Which one is it? They're asking for Shraddhadate, that we should be eager. We shouldn't be lazy in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is such a nice, pleasing life, even from material point of view. We touch sattva gun. Sattva gun means we become happy, we become pleased. But if we become complacent, if we take Krishna consciousness for granted, our progress is blocked. We should be eager for Krishna consciousness, eager to hear about Krishna, eager to chant his name, eager to serve, eager to associate with Vaishnavas and to serve them also, eager to serve the deity, eager to promote the objectives of the temple, support the temple. We should be eager for all the processes of devotional life. If we take it in a laid-back way, then how will we make progress? Prabhupada said you can spend lifetimes chanting Hare Krishna mantra if you have no eagerness to hear. Shastra states, Ataksha Krishna Namadi, Nabhavet Grayam Indriyai, Sevan Mukhi Hijivado Swayam Eva Spuratyada. That to get spurti, to get realization, there should be Sevan Mukata. We should have service attitude towards the holy name. In our own personal bhajan, in our own personal service to the holy name, and in our outlook of trying to distribute the holy name, trying to serve the holy name by distributing the holy name. This is Sevan Mukata. Otherwise, what effect will it have? You could go on mumbling through your japa every day with no enthusiasm, with no intention to instruct other people to chant the holy name and broadcast the holy name. But what kind of benefit you'll get? You can go on for lifetimes with that mentality. An example was given, just like when they do a foot race, like Olympic foot race, 100-meter dash, 1 mile run. The racers are at the block and they're ready to take off, and the person in charge has a gun and he goes bam, but it only shoots blanks. It just makes a noise. There's no bullet, has no effect, it just makes a noise. So we can make a noise chanting the holy name, but unless there's service mentality, then the result will be very less. Because the holy name is not a combination of syllables. The holy name is the Lord himself. Nama Chintamani Krishnas, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha, Purna Shuddho, Nityamukto, Bhanatam, Namanamino. Krishna and Krishna's name are identical. Except for one thing, Krishna's name is more merciful than Krishna himself. But it's not just a combination of syllables. There's a nice story in this regard. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur were traveling, and they were on the other side of Ganga, on the western side of Ganga, what is now Navadvip, then known as Kulia. Mayapur is this eastern side, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world. So they were in Kulia, and they needed a place to stay, and they took lodging at one run-down house. It was all that was available. The local people were astonished that they survived the night, because it was known that a Brahma Rakshasa inhabited that place, and when people tried to stay there, they would run screaming from the place or they would die. So I said, the people asked them, and they were aghast, like, how did you survive? How did you survive the night? And Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, yes, there was some disturbance, some demon was throwing brick bats, he's creating disturbance, but we chanted the holy name and he left. He immediately left the place. So they were quite astonished, because they said this Brahma Rakshasa was previously a pujari who was always chanting holy name, because puja means always vibrating the holy name. Om swasti no govinda, swasti no chutanando, swasti no vasudevo vishnu dadatu, swasti no narayano narovai, swasti no padmanabha purushottamo dadatu, swasti swasti. Puja is full of names of the Lord. There's no puja without names of the Lord. So he's always vibrating. He was always vibrating the holy name of the Lord. How did he become Brahma Rakshasa? So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained two things. First, he was a sinful man. And second, he never got free from his sins because he's not actually chanting the holy name. He's not touching the holy name. He's simply vibrating the syllables of the holy name and not touching the holy name proper. So when we chant, we have to have feeling for Krishna, enthusiasm for Krishna, thinking, now is my Krishna time. I'm going to put away my mobile phone. I'm going to turn off the internet, turn off the radio, close the book, close everything, and chant Krishna's name with love and attention. And this is the process for getting mercy from the holy name. Eagerness to associate with Krishna. Because this is a Krishna time. There's nothing else than that. Nothing else than that. This is our Krishna time. And the more we can focus on Krishna and hear Krishna and pray Krishna and remember Krishna and meditate on Krishna's beautiful pastimes, the more powerful the effect of chanting the holy name will be. And what is that effect? That all our senses become inert. Rupa Goswami prayed to the holy name. He said, from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Tunde Tandavani Ratim Vitanute, Tundavali Labdaye, Karna Krodha Kadambini Gatayate, Karnar Budebhya Spriham, Cheta Prangana Sangani Vijayate, Sarvendriyanam Kritim, Dojane Janita Ki Admiramitaye, Krishneti Varnatvayi. He said, I don't know how much nectar are in the two syllables Krishna. When I chant the holy name of Krishna, I desire millions of tongues. When I hear the holy name of Krishna, I desire millions of ears to relish that sound vibration. And when the holy name of Krishna enters my heart through the via medium of my ear, it dances in the courtyard of my heart, and all my senses become inert. This is the power of chanting holy name, that we become detached from this world and very attached to Krishna. There's no other way. There's no other process that can give you that attachment to Krishna in Kali Yuga. Kaler doshinidhe raja neko yasti mahadgunad. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya mukta sangha parambrajet. This Kali Yuga is an ocean of faulty things, an ocean of fake processes of self-realization. Karma, yoga, jnana, meditation, stand on your head, all cheating and full of, India has become like a Bhagawan factory, another Bhagawan sprouting up every day. So much cheating going on. This is Kali Yuga. Faults in religion, faults in politics, faults in the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the food we eat, in relationships. Everywhere you look, doshinidhe, an ocean of faulty things. But eko yasti mahadguna, there's one extraordinary quality of Kali Yuga, and mukta sangha parambraja, just by chanting Krishna's name with love and devotion and faith, one will go back to Godhead. This is the process of self-realization. There is no other. You can become liberated by yoga, by jnana, but you'll never get Krishna prema in millions of lifetimes. Bahunam janmanamate jnanam mam prapadyate. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. Who are the Sudurlabha Mahatmas? The chanters of the holy name. They are those great souls. Krishna is calling them Mahatmas. Sudurlabha Mahatma, extremely rare, great soul, is that person who's chanting the holy name. He is Mahatma. What are the Mahatmas doing? Satatam kirtayanto mam. Yatantas chandridambrata namashantas tamam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. They're always engaged in Krishna's service with determination. And satatam kirtayanto mam. They're always chanting Krishna's name. They're glorifying Krishna. They're not glorifying anyone else. This is Bhagavad Gita. Don't make any mistake that this is the process. It turned out to be these Brahma Kumari, nonsense Brahma Kumaris. And we had a little discussion. The discussion went nowhere as far as spirituality is concerned. But they took us into their temple room and they showed us this white piece of paper, a white cardboard piece of paper with a little red light in the middle, with little rays of light coming out from it. Said, this is Father. I had to check myself from laughing. What do you mean this is Father? This is a red light, dude. It's a tiny little red light. They have an impersonal conception of God. If God is impersonal, if he's Nirakar Brahman, if he's a light, a nothing, has no quality, who are you praying to? Only a person can fulfill your desire. Only a person can hear your prayer. And only a person can fulfill your prayer. Only a person can decide to take you out of this material world and place you in his kingdom. A light can't do that for you. A nothing, a void, a zero, a Nirakar Brahman cannot do that. Nirvishesh Brahman cannot do that for you. But this is the ignorance that's going on in this world. If you want love of God, there's one process, and that is chanting his holy name. Because the fruit of chanting Krishna Nam is Krishna Prem. There is no other. Simple thing. So we should count our blessings. We should be very, very okay. Eagerness for Krishna Bhakti. So, but Rupa Goswami also says this is the process. Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavi Tamati Kriyatam Yadi Katopi Labdite Tantra Loli Mulya Mekalam Na Tantra Mulya Mekalam. I'm forgetting the last line. Janma Koti Sukritar Na Labdite. That what is the price to get Krishna? Are we connected again? My internet dropped. Haribol, are we connected again?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Anyway, so this important verse is teaching us that the price for Krishna consciousness is lolium, greed, eagerness to have it. Otherwise, Krishna consciousness isn't available. Krishna is not our maidservant. It's not that we ring a bell and he comes running. Oh, what can I do for you? He doesn't need us. Lakshmi sahasra satasam brahmasebhyamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. He's completely well taken care of by lakhs and crores of goddesses of fortune. He doesn't need our patam pushpam phalam. He doesn't need our deepam dupam naivedyam. He wants our bhakti. Bhajatam priti purvakam. He says, you serve me with love. I accept your offering. You're offering me with love. Patram pushpam phalam ta yome bhaktya parachtati. Offer me with love, I accept it. Serve me with love, bhajatam priti. This is what Krishna is interested in. And unless we have that greed to serve Krishna with that mentality, we'll never get Krishna. In millions of lifetimes, we'll never get Krishna. So there should be enthusiasm. If we're not eager for Krishna, what will we be eager for? We'll be very eager for Maya. Because we have to be enthused and eager for something. Unless we're eager for Krishna Bhakti, unless we're eager for pure devotional service, then Maya will say, she'll present many things to make us eager for her. This is simply a fact of life. And eagerness is also an important thing to understand. Eagerness is the difference between Vidhi Bhakti and Raga Bhakti. For example, we get up in the morning to attend Mangalarti or in our home or in our local temple. We rise early. Why? Because it's the instructions of our spiritual master. You may not want to rise early, but because you're following the instructions, the Vidhi Marg, the process of instructions and rules and regulations we follow. And in due course of time, if we follow that strictly, then comes some enthusiasm. And no one has to tell you, you have to get up, get out of bed. It's time for Mangalarti. Go take your shower, get going. No one has to tell you. You jump out of bed. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. It's 4:50. Oh, I'm late. You're happy to attend. No one has to tell you. It's not that Raga Bhakti means that there's no rules and regulations. That's not it at all. Raghunath Das Goswami was the exemplar of Raganuga Bhakti. And his commitment to Raga were like rules, like lines carved in stone. Every day, so many obeisances to devotees. Every day, so many rounds of Japamala. Every day, so many parikramas around Radhakund. His sadhana was like lines carved in stone, impossible to erase. So Raga Bhakti doesn't mean you don't have to follow the rules anymore. It means you're not required to. Not required to doesn't mean you don't do it. It means you're not required to. No one has to tell you. For example, if you're driving your car, let's say you're going to work for the first time, it's a new job, and you're driving to work. You're looking at your GPS or you're looking at a sheet of instructions on how to get there, and you're driving very, very carefully. Oh, there's a stoplight. Oh, here's the name of the street. Oh, I turn left here. You're proceeding very carefully according to the instructions you've received. If you've driven to work 100 times, 1,000 times, you can drive there practically with your eyes closed. No one has to tell you how to get there. You just drive. You go easily because you've done it. No one has to give you instruction. You have enthusiasm. Or another example, what is Raga Bhakti? If a mother says to a child, for example, eat your spinach, it's good for you. And the child may begrudgingly eat his spinach. But another person will think, where is spinach? I love spinach. I want spinach pakora. I want spinach raita. I want sag paneer. Where can I get spinach pakora? Where can I eat more spinach? Where's spinach? Everywhere I look, I'm looking for spinach. The one person is eating it begrudgingly because he's instructed to, and another person's mad after spinach. So same thing in bhakti. Our spiritual life begins with Vidhi Marg, rules and regulations that are required to be followed. You can't jump over Vidhi Marg, which means ultimately anartha nibriti. You have to overcome our anarthas. The kam, krodh, lobh, moha. Trivanam narakasidam dwaram nashanavatmana. Kama robata lobas tasmari tatrayam tyajet. Lust, anger, and greed are the three gates to hell, and they have to be given up. That is the process of Vidhi Bhakti. Overcoming the negative things that live in our heart, the lust, the greed, the anger, envy, fear, malice, all negative things have to be cleansed from the heart. That is the process of making the heart a suitable place for the Lord to sit. We can do this meditation and making a beautiful, clean place for the Lord to sit. Golden throne, diamonds, rubies, emeralds, sapphires, beautiful white silk parasol, silk cushions, place for Radha Krishna to sit within our heart. Please come and sit in my heart. But if our heart is full of garbage, all these unwanted things, the abhadrani, Krishna calls them, or Bhagvatam calls them, Shrindvatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtan, Hridyantasto abhadrani. Hridyantasto abhadrani means those negative things in our heart. Vidonoti suritsatam, they're kicked out simply by hearing. Pravishtakana Randrena Swanam Bhava Suroruham. Dunoti Shamalam Krishna Salilasya Yatasharad. That by hearing, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, Karna Randrena, through our ear, when that sound vibration enters our ear, then bhava takes place in our heart. And Krishna sits on the loving Saroruham, means the lotus of our own relationship in 5 different particular relationships, primary relationships. Krishna takes his seat, a loving relationship in our own heart. And Shalilasya Yatasharat cleanses all negative things from our heart, just like heavy rainfall cleanses all the mud from pools of water. So our heart is muddy. It's steel framed. Tadasmasaram hridayam bhatedam. It's like steel framed, dirty, muddy, full of lust, greed, anger. What is the solution? What is the process? Can you take a toothbrush? Can you scrub it out with some soap? We scrub it by hearing Krishna Katha, by hearing Harinam, by focusing and chanting with love and devotion. These things gradually, over a period of time, are removed from our heart. There is no other way. You can't, not by meditation, not by karma, not by jnana. It's all useless. It can't cleanse the heart. By jnana, perhaps you can be liberated, but what kind of liberation is that? Bhagavatam says, they think they're liberated. But why? Avishuddha buddhaya, because their intelligence is impure. They think in their mind, moksha manina, in their mind they're thinking they're liberated, but they're not. Krishna says, the Bhagavatam says, Aruya Krishna param padam tata padantyadho nadata yushmadangreya. Because they don't take shelter of Krishna. Because the nonsense Mayavadis deny the personality of Krishna. They say his feet are Maya. He is a product of Sattva Gun. Because they don't take shelter of Krishna, padantyadho nadata yushmadangreya. They fall down again to this world because they don't take shelter. Yushmadangreya, the beautiful 2 lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. That is their misfortune. So we have a different process. Simply to chant Krishna's name and have eagerness for bhakti. Okay, last verse, verse 22. Shri Sutta Uvacha Tad Vishnu-ratasya Sabadarayanir Vacho Nisamya Dvitam Alpamartavat Savajayam San Nibhatena Chetasa Jagada Kshatrayana Sarvadarshina. Translation. Sri Sutta Goswami said, O great sage Shaunika, after hearing Maharaj Parikshit speak respectfully and briefly on topics essential to hear, Shukadeva Goswami, who was well aware of everything, praised his endeavor with great pleasure and replied. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maharaj Parikshit's question was very much appreciated by Shukadeva Goswami because although it was composed of a small number of words, it contained meaningful inquiries about how the sons of Diti, although born as demons, became demigods. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur stresses that even though Diti was very envious, her heart was purified because of a devotional attitude. Another significant topic is that although Kashyapa Muni was a learned scholar and was advanced in spiritual consciousness, he nonetheless fell victim to the inducement of his beautiful wife. All these questions were posed in a small number of words, and therefore Shukadeva Goswami very much appreciated Maharaj Parikshit's inquiry. It's interesting that this is an exact parallel. How did the demons become demigods? How did we become like demigods? Living a life, demoniac life doesn't mean, fangs and claws and hair all over your face. Demons are very aristocratic people. Who is a demon? A person who thinks that sense gratification is the goal of life. There is no God. I am the supreme enjoyer. And anything that stands in my way is my enemy. I'll kill them. He's my enemy. I've killed him. Let me enjoy this material world. This is a demon. He may be a very well-dressed demon. But you examine their life. Their life is just like pigs. They may be very well-dressed pigs. Like I just got back from Surat in Mumbai. And you see the quality people on the airplane. They're thinking themselves very aristocratic. With nice clothes, nice gold, nice jewelry, nice fixed hair, makeup. But what are you eating? You're eating disgusting. You're eating like a pig. So whether you're a pig on the ground or you're a flying pig, a pig is a pig. These are demons who have no regard for the principles of Veda, for the principles, the actual irreducible principles of spiritual life. They have no regard for them. This is a demon. So is it not astonishing that demons at least speaking for myself, first-class demon, somehow or other, by the grace of a Vaishnava, by the grace of Srila Prabhupada, have become engaged in the service of the Lord. This is what demigods do. They want to please the Lord. They want to serve Him, want to make Him happy. They consider themselves, they're Sakama devotees, but they want to please the Lord. This is the most extraordinary thing. How did it happen? So we're going to read some very important instruction in the next coming verses. How the demons became devotees. And it's mentioned here that even though Diti was very envious, because her heart was purified by a devotional attitude. So it's not that we have to be perfect to be perfect. We're sadhakas. Negative things exist in our heart. There's a little bit of Hiranyakashipu, a little bit of Ravana, a little bit of Dantavakra in everybody's heart. So we take up the process, and gradually and progressively, all of those things are removed by the process, the powerful process of Krishna Bhakti, about hearing and chanting about Krishna. The other thing mentioned here in the purport, we're running out of time, mentioned that Kashyapa Muni fell victim to the inducement of his beautiful wife. This is not an unusual thing. We see in the history of the Bhagavatam, we find even Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, fell. Bharat Maharaj fell in love with a deer. Shobhari Muni fell in love, fell in lust by watching two slimy fish copulate, make their little fishy nest to make baby fish. Seeing that, he became the most insignificant thing. Who becomes disturbed by seeing fish? But he became disturbed. This is the difference between devotee and a yogi. A yogi with the slightest disturbance fell down. Also, it's interesting because he was also an offender to Garuda. He also made Vaishnava Puran, which didn't help him at all. Because he made Vaishnava Puran, he was prone to fall down. Take note, don't offend Vaishnavas. But see the difference between Shobhari Muni and a devotee like Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was tempted by Lakshmi, by Maya Devi herself. Maya Devi personified the whole material, Shristi Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanadi Vibharti Durga. Immeasurably powerful Maya tempted Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur said, no, I'm not interested. Go away. Don't bother me. I have japa to chant. Prostitute was also sent. The Muslim ruler sent, Khan sent a prostitute to degrade him because he was becoming so popular, and the Muslim magistrate became completely full of envy. So to degrade him, he sent a prostitute. Haridas Thakur said, yes, I agree to your proposal. You're very beautiful. This is a dead of night. I will enjoy with you, but let me finish my japa. Just sit and hear. So the prostitute was a devotee prostitute. She offered her obeisances to Tulsi, offered obeisances to Haridas Thakur, and sat and heard. For 2 days, 3 days this went, and finally she became emotionally overwhelmed and admitted her nefarious purpose to pollute Haridas Thakur. So Haridas Thakur said, shave your head, take this mala, water Tulsi every day, sit in front of Tulsi and chant, and Krishna will take care of everything. And he left. So this is the difference between devotee and yogi, karmi, jnani. They have no taste. The devotee, Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinam rasavajam rasupyasya param dishta nivartate. He develops higher taste. He loses interest. This is the effect of Krishna Bhakti. But in the meantime, we should be careful. Bhagavatam also tells us, Matra swastra duhitrava naviviktasano bhavet balamanindriya gramo vidvam sam apikarshati. That one should not sit on the same asana with your mother, your sister, or your daughter. Someone may think, Prabhupada explains, that what kind of degraded person would be disturbed by sex desire by his own mother, sister, or daughter? The verse says, Vidvam sam apikarshati. Even the most learned person even the most high-class person can become overwhelmed by lust. So be careful. In the purport to this shloka, Prabhupada explains that one should be very, very careful. Men associating with women, women associating with men, and the whole upshot of Varnashram Dharma is to minimize the association between men and women, which is only available within the constraints of legal marriage for the production of Krishna conscious children. So we should be careful. Bhagavatam is warning us. And if Kashyapa Muni, who had so much power, so much yogic power, can fall, what is our position? So we should be very careful. Prabhupada said about his Western disciples, said they're very nice, but they're not afraid of Maya. So we should all be afraid of Maya, falling into Maya, and that will protect us. Stay in the association of devotees, that will also protect us. And not fall victim to offending Vaishnavas, because that will degrade our determination to practice Krishna consciousness. So we're out of time. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Does anyone have any comment or question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. All grace
Hare
to
Krishna.
Prabhupada. It was such a nice class. Nicely, we saw we saw through your nectarian class and purifying association how the association with Maya is so difficult to overcome, and how such an exalted yogi Kashyap Muni got attracted and produced these demons. Okay, they were to be produced, but the process is also enlightening for the devotee, and how they stand apart. Krishna says, "Yogina api sarvesham madgatanandanapna." So the bhakti process is so sublime, and Krishna again and again emphasizes at the end of all the chapters in Bhagavad Gita, that can takes us back to his lotus feet, which is very, very reminds us all the time that bhakti is the most sublime process, and protects us with his Krishna's own mercy. And Prabhuji, that comment that you made, it was very nice and enlightening for me, especially was that the eagerness is what separates the Vaidhi Bhakti and the Raganuga Bhakti. So in that regard, I have a question, Prabhu. So this we have this thing, right? And the Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha Tata Bhajana Kriya Tata Anartha Nibhita Tata Nishtha. So Raga. So the Vaidhi Bhakti people, can we categorize them below the Nishtha stage, not yet reached Nishtha, or and the Raganuga will be starting from Nishtha and above, or is there no such relationship?
My understanding is that Raganuga begins with Ruchi.
Ruchi,
One
okay.
has to have some feeling for Krishna, some spontaneous love of God. It's the first flicker of the dawning of love of God in our heart. Ruchi, then Asakti, then actual Bhava.
So Nishtha, Ruchi. Nishtha, after Nishtha comes Ruchi, right?
Yes, after Nishtha. To be steady, not to be deviated, to be fully faithful, and to, in spite of all obstacles, just never. Actually, the example that sticks in my mind is Haridas Thakur. He came before the magistrate, Muslim magistrate, and they said, "You were born in a pious Muslim family. Why are you chanting this nonsense Hindu mantra? If you don't stop, we will kill you." He replied, "You can cut my body to pieces. I don't mind, but I will never stop chanting Hare Krishna mantra." This is Nishtha, supreme Nishtha. Do anything you want. I'll never stop chanting Hare Krishna. This is his determination.
So that fruit of the Vaidhi Bhakti is the Nishtha stage.
Yes, Nishtha will come as we become free from our anarthas. Nishtha automatically will come.
Yeah.
Step by step.
Eagerness is Nishtha, yes.
Yep.
Eagerness. And one more question, Prabhu. This Raganuga means we identify the sadhaka identifies himself as a particular entity in the spiritual world. So particular maybe a particular sakha, a particular gopi, or something like that. So does it have to be like that, or can there be no bhakti where the sadhaka is not able to identify himself to a particular personality in the spiritual world, but is generally attracted to Krishna in some rasa?
It's a big topic, but briefly, there's a verse in the Nectar of Devotion, Upadesha, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that says, Seva sadhaka rupena, siddha rupena chatrihi, tad bhava lipsana karyat, braja lokanusarata, which means that one serves, raga means serving Krishna in your sadhaka roop, in this body. It's not that great devotees like Jiva Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, were just sitting in meditation. Jiva Goswami was initiating disciples. He's writing books. He made a library. He made a beautiful temple. He's worshiping the deity. This is in his sadhana roop, his body. But Siddharupena Chatrahi. Siddharup means our eternal spiritual form, which is manifest in due course of time by the process of spiritual life. That doesn't come, that realization does not come until after bhava. Therefore, our acharyas, specifically Bhaktivinoda Thakur, says that if one prematurely contemplates what is his siddha roop, am I a manjari? Am I a sakhi? Am I a gopa? Am I part of Mother Yashoda's entourage? If you contemplate this prematurely, you will simply become confused. And unfortunately, Prabhu, I see this a lot, that has infested our ISKCON society. People that are still struggling to follow the basic four rules and regulations, which is the entry level of Krishna Bhakti, are talking high philosophy. Am I talking Manjari Bhav? They're talking Manjari Bhav, Sakhi Bhav. And this is cheating. This is cheating. Siddha Rupena Chatrahi means that you're engaged in a particular service in your eternal form. You're doing it spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, I don't know how much time you have. Do you want to hear a nice story?
I think you're good. I think a lot of people.
Okay, 5 minutes. There's a nice story about one devotee. I'll tell it another time. I don't remember the names of these devotees. My memory is fading me in my old age. Was it Srinivasacharya? Was meditating. He went into the Srinivasacharya was in meditation. He was married to 2 wives, and his wives, every night he would do meditation. So he meditated all night long. The next day came, he was still in meditation. Day became night, he's still meditation. His wives became concerned. He's going to leave his body. So his primary disciple, what was it? Ramchandra Kaviraj. His first disciple, his primary disciple, sat down in meditation next to him and entered Braj Leela. Because meditation means that you can actually enter into that Leela. What separates us from Krishna? Only our desire for something besides Krishna. So he entered into Leela in his own Siddha Sarup. And he came up to Radha Kund, and he found joyous gopis and laughing and playing and birds and lotus flowers and trees and canopies and nikunja. And he found his guru in his female form searching in Radha Kund. He's up to his waist, searching the bottom of Radha Kund, looking for something. He says, what are you looking for? Can I help you? He said, yes, Srimati Radharani has lost her favorite nose ring, and I'm trying to find it. So he began to help his guru, serve his guru. He found it, handed it to his guru, who handed it to Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, and Rupa Manjari gave to Srimati Radharani. These are the activities of the spiritual world that we can enter that. But this is such a high thing. People talk about it, but it's just empty talk. We should understand the truth in it, that this is available. But after bhava, after your heart is completely free, no lust, no greed, no envy, no malice, completely free, ruchi, asakti, bhava, then bhava, you can approach it. You can approach it. Before that, It is unavailable. So why pretend? Prabhupada said, when devotees asked him in the early days of ISKCON, they were writing articles for Back to Godhead. So they said, Srila Prabhupada, how do we present the gopis? Prabhupada said, don't boycott the gopis. We can't ignore Krishna's his romantic life. But it's not to be dwelt upon by neophyte devotees. They have no adhikar to enter that understanding. This is for high-class devotees who are free, whose heart has become clear. If they dwell on it, I know one devotee. I won't mention his name. It'll be embarrassing. He lives at Radhakund. So he talks very high philosophy about Ashta Manjaris, Ashta Sakhis, Sakhi Bhav, Manjari Bhav. But he left his wife and is with another woman. What kind of bhav is that? That is the most disgusting bhav. To leave one's wedded wife and chase another woman that's 20, 25, 30 years younger than him. And what are you chasing? You're like a dog sniffing the female organ of another dog. This is what that is. What does it have to do with? It's the opposite, exactly. How did he get that overwhelmed with that material desire? By prematurely contemplating, I am a manjari. Chant your japa, become free from the modes of material nature and from lust, greed, and envy. Otherwise, it's a sham. It's a complete sham. And we should know it carefully. And these things have come to our ISKCON society. People talking high lectures. They want to read Gita Govinda, Krishna Karnamrita, Nilamani, what's that? Ujjala Nilamani, very high class Rasika literatures. If you want to taste that, Prabhupada said something very powerful. If you want to love Krishna like the gopis love Krishna, then preach Krishna consciousness all over the world. Preach Krishna consciousness all over the world. Then you may be qualified to love Krishna like the gopis. But they want to sit and they brag about how many rounds they're chanting and about their bhava and their siddhi and their sadhana deha, siddha deha. It's all bogus, cheating. Completely bogus. Know it for a fact.
Yeah, the Sahajiya form is like earlier also it happened. Prabhupada corrected it. I mean, starting from Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it started getting corrected. Again, it is little getting ingress here and there.
Yeah, we never heard Prabhupada talking about these things. He wrote about it. Everything's in Prabhupada's books. He wrote about it, but you'll never hear him speaking these things in a public lecture. You want to read about these things? It's in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila chapter 4, Madhya Lila chapter 8. Everything is there. The later chapters of Anta Lila. Everything is there if you want to read about it. But reading about it doesn't mean that you've developed taste for it.
Yeah, no, actually, I mean, even without purification, reading also is polluting sometimes because we'll see.
Yes, it can be. It can be.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. And so in between bhava and nishtha, there is a stage where he is neither raganuga nor vaidhi. So he is just a sadhaka kind of trying to get
asakti. The stage between nishtha and bhava is asakti, where love of God begins to manifest in your heart.
Ruchi and asakti. Yeah.
No one has to tell you, chant your japa, get up for Mangalarti. You're dying to see Radha Krishna on the altar. You're dying to relish the chanting of their holy name. And you're merged into an ocean of separation from Radha Krishna. Nayanam galada shudaraya vadanam gadgadarudaya gira pulakayani chitam vapukada tavanama grahane bhavishiti. And there's symptoms. Hairs stand on end. Tears flow like rain from the eyes. Voice is choked up. Why? Yugayutam niveshena chakshusha prabhishaitam shanyaitam jagat sarvam govinda virahename. Do we feel separation from Govinda? This is our problem. We're happy in the material world. If we have good food to eat, people are respectful, we have a nice place to live, our health is okay, we feel happy in the material world. This is our whole, in a nutshell, this is our whole problem. We don't feel separation from Govinda. We feel separation from many things. If you lose your mobile phone, oh my God, my mobile phone, did someone steal my phone? Where's my phone? Where did I put my phone? How can I live without my phone? We feel separation from stupid mobile phone. We feel separation from good food, from respect, from money. But do we feel separation from Krishna? This is our whole problem. We have no raga. We have no love of God. We're rascals. Rascals posing as great devotees. If we have no feeling of separation from Krishna, we're simply a cheater. Trying to make progress in life. Anything else? Mataji's, Prabhu's?
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the kind explanation. Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj, Srimad Bhagvatam ki jai,
Jai.
Nitai Gaur Premanande, Vansha Kalpatra Bhishta, Kripa Sindhu Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo.
Thank you,
जय
Prabhuji.
सर्वाधिक प्रभु जी की जय.
Jai.
Wonderful
Thank
class.
you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.